On House Amendment A, Representative Dubitsky.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we have an opportunity here today. We really do. Everybody has been saying that they want a lockbox, a real live lockbox to put transportation funds in. And as I have said to this austere body before, be careful what you ask for, you might just get it. Well, here it is, a real, honest-to-goodness lockbox. The underlying bill deals with a proposed amendment to the Constitution that allows the legislature to decide from year to year what money goes in or what money comes out. That is a lockbox that leaks like a sieve, a lockbox that has no bottom, a lockbox that has no lock, a lockbox where everybody has the keys. Pick your metaphor, doesn't matter. It all means the same thing. It means a fake lockbox. It means it's not a lockbox. It means it is just something in the Constitution that says that the legislature gets to decide from year to year how much revenue we want to spend, how we want to bring in and put in this fund for transportation, and how much we're going to spend and what we're going to spend it on. It also allows us to continue to sweep this money into the general fund. It is not a lockbox. We, under this amendment, are proposing a real, legitimate, ironclad lockbox where the revenues that go in are defined in the Constitution. What we can spend it on is defined in the Constitution. And even if we have a budget deficit, we can't just say, well, we're going to ignore that this year, we're just going to spend it on something else, like we do constantly. The people of this state deserve to have a real lockbox. Virtually every one of their representatives and senators has said that that's what they want. So let's give it to them. We all know that one legislature can't bind the next. We assemble this year and we decide something by statute. Then, after the next election, the next legislature can just come in and completely change it. That's what this underlying bill is subject to. From year to year, any given legislature can just decide, can just change what the last one did. Except if you lock it in. Except if you make a real, live lockbox in the Connecticut Constitution, which is what this amendment is. That's what we need. Because we all know that the temptation to grab this pile of money has proven to be just too strong for the people of this legislature and previous legislatures. It's just too tempting to go and grab that money when we've overspent on other things. There's this big pile of money there. Well, it's called the Special Transportation Fund, but we're not going to pay attention to that. And just by putting the term into the Constitution does not make it a lockbox, so long as we still have the keys from year to year. So last year, the same underlying bill passed through the House, but it didn't pass with enough votes to automatically go to the voters of the state. 100 members of the House voted for it, 40 voted against it. So it fell short of the required supermajority. I and 39 others saw it as a complete fake, saw it as a fake lockbox, and we voted against it. Now, others have said, well, it's half a loaf. Better to grab half a loaf than no loaf at all. But it's not half a loaf. It's a fake loaf. Because even if you take a couple of words and put them in the Constitution, but you still allow the money in and out to happen by statute, there is nothing there. There is no substance whatsoever to a constitutional amendment. This amendment actually makes it a real loaf and a whole loaf. We have an opportunity now. We have an opportunity to do exactly what every member has said they really want: to have a special fund that can only be used for transportation. Now, I and a number of other representatives took a lot of heat from voting against that. We took a lot of heat in the press and had to stand up and explain why half a loaf was really just a fake loaf. But now we have an amendment. This amendment is real. This amendment goes in and specifies what funds go into this box and what funds can come out. And based on this constitutional amendment, we are binding future legislatures that they can't just steal the money out of the transportation lockbox like we've done repeatedly over and over and over again. The governor claims he wants a lockbox. Leaders from both parties claim they want a real lockbox. At least 100 members of this chamber voted last year for a lockbox. It was a fake lockbox, but they claimed they wanted a lockbox. Well, here's the real one. This amendment is a real live lockbox. And if you really want a lockbox, you need to vote for this amendment, because anything else is fake. And I could stand up to the press and explain last year why I voted against a fake lockbox. I don't think there's anybody who's going to be able to stand up and say why they voted against a real one. So I encourage all of my colleagues and every member of this chamber to support this amendment. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.